weekend and get back to you on Monday. And we'll have the second exam on Wednesday. So that's first announcement. Second announcement, I already posted the sample second exam in the Blackboard. Please download the second sample exam and try to do it by yourself. That's also the answer attached to the sample exam. And if you have questions, hopefully by Monday, well, you can ask me if you have questions about the sample exam, so we can discuss, right? For the second exam, same, okay, it's cover the 3 chapters we have finished. Which 3 chapters will be covered?
8,
10, and 13. Great. So it's chapter 8, chapter 10, and chapter 13. They will be covered on next Wednesday's exam. So 25 multiple choice question. Okay, 4 points for each question. It's pretty straightforward. Same. So we will follow the same city map we have assigned last time. So you have the same seats as you have done for the first exam. Open notes, open book. You can bring you should, and probably you must bring your calculator. That's very important. Bring your textbook, print out the slides. So that's my suggestions. Any questions? Good. Okay, I think that's pretty much about the class announcements. Another announcement is that on Monday, at the beginning of the class, I talked with Dr. Jack Spillan. You guys must know him very well. Yeah, he will come to our class to recruit, yeah, I would say, or promote our, it's not a study abroad program, it's also the first time program travel to China on next May. Well, I personally don't think he has to promote, because I already heard some students really eager to join the program. But have you guys heard about anything about this program? Next summer? Yeah, okay. He will come here to talk about it. But let me talk about something that, especially since I'm a Chinese, so I feel I have the responsibility to talk about that. So this is the first time. I think they have that plan long time ago, probably more than 10 years ago, 2003, UNC Pembroke School of Business. We didn't have the plan. Well, that's when I was in China, so I didn't know that, but they told me. They tried to bring some students to China, but unfortunately, in 2003, that SARS outbroke in China, so nobody dared to go to China. That's the reason I guess rejection from the visa office 3 times in 2003 in Beijing, because I think they are worried about, well, if they accept a lot of people from Beijing to US, some of them, or just maybe a few of them, to bring SARS here, that's very dangerous. So I was 3 times. I didn't get a visa. But anyway, it's a long story. Now it's very easy to get a visa to US now. So basically, now it's after 12 years later, we really resume the program, or really begin a new program to bring students to China. Or we plan to bring students to some other country in the future, but that's the first plan next May to China. So that's 2. I think students will also study and communicate with our partnership schools, university in China. One university is in Chongqing, and another university in Beijing. Okay, so that's the plan. Okay, I can show you something, because since I should show you something, because otherwise it's just China, but China is too big, right? So as far as I know, the plan is about 2 weeks. So students will stay in China about 2 weeks. The course is very attractive. It's very attractive for many students. I believe they want to control the course about a little bit about $1,000, right?
It's not bad at all.
Yeah, I can't guarantee what I said is accurate, because I'm not the director of this program, but I heard it that. But you know that's $1,000. Okay, just a little bit more than 1,000. Just the flight tickets. I almost went back to China. I go back to China almost every summer. It costs me $1,000 or even $1,200. So that's just the flight tickets. You pay this amount, not just flight tickets. You have accommodation, and you have all the program covered for the whole trip, 2 weeks. So I think it's definitely a deal. It's a big deal. Because my wife works in Fayetteville State University, they have similar program. But I think they charge more, like $2,100, $1,500. So I think from a cost base, it's very attractive. So this program, because we work with our partner university, this way. So here is the map of China. So basically, this is Beijing. Okay, this area is Beijing. So there are lots of things to explore in Beijing. But first, students will first travel to this city, Chongqing. This is like 1,000 miles away from Beijing.
Wow.
Yeah. Less than 1,000 miles, maybe at least 800 miles away from Beijing. So first, we will go to Chongqing, and then we have partnership program school. Is Yangtze Normal University. So students will stay there for 1 week and then attend different multicultural activities. And there are lots of things to explore in Chongqing too, because Chongqing is also a big city. The population is like 30 million. Yeah, 30 million, that's true, but it still covers lots of rural places. If you just talk about metropolitan, probably like 10 million, something like that. Still very big city. So there's a lot of things to explore. And then after 1 week, students will take the high-speed train, really high-speed train, okay, 300 miles per hour, 300 kilometers per hour. So from Chongqing to Beijing, well, by 1 day. So you don't need to wait for 24 hours because it's really high speed, even like 800 miles, you will take the train and arrive Beijing as the evening. And then students will spend the next week in Beijing. There are lots of things to explore. I already see there's Great Wall, like the Forbidden City. But anyway, you will probably visit a lot of attractions in Beijing. So that's the plan. And also we have another university in Beijing is our partner. So that's you will also have different program with the students, with the faculty in that university. So personally, I think it's begin from the early May and end before like May 20 something. Because a university has a policy, we have to come back before May 20 so to qualify for some scholarship, something like that. That's our plan. Okay. So, any question I can answer?
So we can't go, right?
What? I think you can because I think this program for UNC Pembroke school business students, you are a school business student, you should be able to apply. But the problem thing was, you have to come back on May 20. That's a policy. You can't say, okay, because I'm Chinese, I want to stay in China in the rest of the summer. And I think because it's a group, but you can talk with Jack or some people later, because from my understanding, because it's a group, so you have to go to the same place and then come back. So for example, let's say your hometown is not in Beijing or Chongqing. You can't escape from this group. You have to start in Chongqing or Beijing and come back to Pembroke or 20. And then if you want, you can come back to China again. So that's yeah. But anyway, I think you still can ask Jack for details. At least if you are, I know that in 5 states, my wife told me some Chinese students joined their trip back to China. So they ask their parents to visit Chongqing or Beijing when they are in Chongqing or Beijing. But that's it. Yeah. Any other questions? It's good? Yeah.
So not this summer, but next summer?
Yeah, next summer. This summer already passed, so it's 2016.
So, May.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
this summer, yeah.
This next summer.
this summer already passed. Yeah. So we will try to we'll see how the results of this first program, and we'll try to bring students to some other country in the future. Right. That's our plan. And since I think they did some research. Since China is a pretty top candidates from the student feedback, so we decided to the first foreign country we want to bring students to is China. So maybe later Korea or Germany later. That's our plan. Yeah. So anyway, I do suggest if you really like to explore to different countries, this is definitely a good opportunity. That's my personal feeling. Question? No? Because the cost, well, that is really a deal, at least for cost. And summer is a really good time to visit China, frankly speaking, because you know that the pollution is a big issue for China nowadays, air pollution. Maybe some of you have some concern, but for summertime, it's the best time. The pollution is pretty marginal. I wouldn't say nothing, no pollution. It's pretty marginal. I think for me it's pretty acceptable. If you look at like PM 2.5, which is measured pollution, well, in summertime, China has pretty similar level with some European city in wintertime. Because wintertime is almost all the time is worse because you have the warming system, right? Heating system. So use coal, use different energy. So, but in the summertime, like even Beijing is one of the city has the worst pollution in the world, but sometimes usually it's fine. Yeah, I have did some research. But United States, well, it's a different story. It's much better, not just than China or India, much better than Europe. When I traveled to Europe last year, I did a research and said, the air here is just a luxury for you guys. Yeah, that's really, If you go to the most big city in the world, not mention Asia, even the European country, there's some marginal or some little pollution. But here, well, I can't say there's any pollution here. Very little, I mean for air quality. So, but anyway, summer I do recommend that you want to travel to other cities in summertime, it's the best time. Okay, let's continue our study on chapter 15. Well, it's globalization. Hopefully you guys will have time to travel for different countries in the later. But anyway, I went to Raleigh yesterday to apply the visa for this country.
Oh.
Mexico. Yeah, because I'm a citizen of China, so U.S. citizen, you don't need the visa to enter Mexico. But I need that. I wait for 3 hours. That's they finally give me the visa. Yeah. But anyway, so I will go to Cancun on this.
What country is that?
What?
The one you asked yesterday.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is that? What is that?
Malaysia.
Okay.
And the labor country is Indonesia. This small one is Singapore. So basically they are pretty close to each other. Okay, so I do suggest my students to travel a lot. Maybe if you don't have condition to travel abroad, at least travel domestically. Because the more you're traveling, most likely you will be more open-minded. Because you will face different culture, different people, even different area in United States. They're different. I originally from the first place I stopped is Minnesota. I would say Minnesota is very different with North Carolina. Well, that's cons and pros for 2 different states, but definitely I think the culture very different. Also accents. Accents are very different from Minnesota to here. So when you travel more, you'll be more open-minded, get a new friend that accepts different culture, maybe accept different accents or different language. That will be very helpful given this globalization. Wow. Okay, so responsibility for the supply chain management. There's some issue we have to consider as the supply chain management. So legal issue, we have to be knowledgeable about laws and the regulations of the country where our supply chain exists. It can be our customer, it can be our supplier, it can be our customers, right? Obeying the laws and the operation to conform the regulation, which is easy to say than to do because the things that the regulation changes all the time. Even for United States, it can change every year. I mentioned for development country, there's so many different regulations for country level and the province level or state level or region level. So economic. So we want to make the demand as sufficient as possible. Well, that's no mention is the globalization or just local supply chain is the same purpose. But why we want to mention here is because it's not easy when we go globally to meet the demand as efficient as possible. Well, for example, if you have customer locally, well, you have a local customer, he or she come to you and say, I want these products. Well, but your supplier is overseas. Then this local customer really want this stuff as soon as possible. Because he or she is local. He come here, the reason he come to you so he wants that as soon as possible. But your supplier can be the problem, has a long lead time for your order that you can't satisfy their demand, right? Another story is that your customer is overseas from a different continent, different country. Then you do have problem, even that you have your inventory on hand, you still may have a long time to ship your products, your item to your customer. That's another problem. No mention that's communication issues, okay, transshipment issues since the supply chain is very long. Ethical issue. Consistent with the moral standard of society. I think that's I hope the students from here, from the United States, we don't have any problem here. At least we have very little problem about ethical issue. But we still need to pay attention to here. Just follow the standard for society, for the foreign country or different region. Strategy responsibility. Okay, we have to think about a lot of the strategy things. First one, supply chain strategy alignment. We have to align our strategy with our partners. Okay, from supplier, distributors, and retailers. Network configuration. Anyone tell us what does network configuration mean? Network configuration. In your opinion?
Just making sure you have like a secure network and you got like a good amount of IT people watching it.
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea. Good example. Security is very important when we configure the network. Any other even before the security.
Making sure you have good logistics with like transporting goods
Mm-hmm.
to different places.
Definitely. Yeah, it's network is not just internet, right? So you have the transshipment and some other communication between different partners.
Making sure you have like a training program and set so that people are informed and like are aware of what's going on.
Great. Usually this program is like by IT infrastructure. So basically, for example, you scan your items in Pembroke, like JJ by item in Pembroke. Then this data is not just showing your Walmart database. It should show in some sort, for example, Procter & Gamble's product. It should automatically go to the Procter & Gamble's database. Show okay, your shampoo has been sold 1 unit in Walmart. So that's a system we have to configure. Think about supply chain partners. IT it's improved a lot, like the advanced IT information technology improve the supply chain a lot. Could you give me some example that's some technical improve our supply chain management in the past 10 or 20 years?
QR scan.
Barcode scanning.
Barcode scanning, definitely. Kiosk, you mentioned that? Jack?
I was saying QR scan with you RFID tags.
ID tags. I like the kiosks in CVS when I try to print out the pictures. It save a lot of time. What else?
You say membership cards?
Membership card. How can a membership card improve supply chain, Jen?
Then
Think
you
about
know specifically for it's more on like a regional or local level with that. Then you kind of understand what your customers are getting and what makes you unique, like what they come to you for with like the CVS compared to the Walgreens, stuff like that, what they're coming to your store for compared to the competitors, so you know where your strategically advantages are to where you know what you need to supply for them.
Yeah, it seems it's useful for marketing research, something like that, to know the customer behavior, right? Okay.
I think a better example of that would be Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime,
Members
yeah.
of Amazon Prime have better have a faster receiving time of their package because I think it's 2 days. I think
Yeah.
for Amazon Prime as to the standard customer who
That's right.
chooses the 5 to 7 day.
That's right.
So Amazon has to pay attention to who the Amazon Prime members are and change their supply chain management with that.
Great idea. Great example. And you know the Amazon Prime has the students discount.
Yeah.
Do you guys know that?
Yep.
Yeah. Try to use that because I can't use that anymore, right?
Yeah, I started using Amazon fall semester.
Yeah. And you can guess together to get a Prime. Wow,
Yeah.
we didn't say that, but I know people do that in that way, right? Especially if you live with your roommates,
Yeah.
no, you definitely can share the Prime. But student gets a big discount. That can definitely improve the supply chain and also improve our customer service level, right? There are lots of things like barcode, like the RFID, and how to say database, like big data. We can store huge amounts of data. This can be very useful for forecast inventory management. And we will introduce some MRP and ERP system in chapter 12 later. And there's lots of things and the different membership program can be very useful for that. Okay. Product service, it's very important, as we have mentioned, that to EPQ model we handle how much we want to produce, and product service, we know that's very important. That's what we have already covered in chapter 5, capacity planning, strategic partnership. So if you really think some partner like your supplier is very reliable, you definitely want to build a long-term strategic partnership. What's the benefits if you build a strategic partnership with your supplier? What's the benefits, in your opinion?
You can plan for the long term more often because you don't have to worry about like short term ups and downs, profits and whatnot.
Yeah, reliable. Jack?
Insider information.
Could you repeat that?
Insider information.
Insider information. You mean you have inside information from your supplier? Then what's the benefits?
Then you can plan ahead.
Yeah.
You can kind of
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. You can plan ahead. You probably know that maybe there are face shortage of the material, they have the pressure to increase the price, or they maybe have the capacity to lower the price. That you know. That's if you have a long-term relationship. Otherwise, you just have the black book. Very good example. What else? Strategic partnership. What about quality? Usually, if you have the strategic partnership, they pay attention to you. They try to improve their quality to satisfy your standard. Right? If you have short term, they don't know. They improve the quality, then you switch the supply. That can be a problem. Right? They can also help you a lot on other functions.
Maybe can lead to innovation.
Mhm.
You know how to
That's right.
distribute products.
That's right.
Because I think Walmart. I learned this in my other class. Walmart has like a unique system. I think. I can't remember at the top.
So
of my head.
VMI, vendor management inventory system,
Uh,
something like that.
something like that.
Yeah, basically, I think you mentioned that the Walmart can avoid to handle material by themselves. That's the supplier to handle inventory management, shipments by themselves. Well, it can be only done if you have strategic partnership. Otherwise, who want to do that for you, right? So that's a lot of good things can happen about this partnership. But we have to pay attention. We have mentioned that why many Fortune 500 companies they have different supplier, even for just cookie for sugar. The reason that if you just have one strategic partnership, it can become a monopoly in this industry. It can enter your industry because he or she know too many things about you, right? That can be a problem. So distribution strategy we have discussed a lot in chapter 8. Well, it's a quick review and probably you will see some question, I don't know, in the exam that we have centralized distribution center system or decentralized system, right? Well, to determine which system you want to use really depends on your products and where it's complex to handle. There's lots of uncertainty and risk. Yeah, so that's to reduce the uncertainty and risk is definitely the top priority for supply chain management. Uncertainty, we can mention one thing is lead time. That's for sure because with the longer supply chain, global supply chain, we have longer lead time and usually the variance of lead time become huge, right? From maybe 3 days by flights to 1 month by ship from overseas. So that can be a problem. Risk, currency risk, right? Unstable politics, and there's a lot for like changing regulation, increased labor costs, quality issue, communication issue, different culture. That's a huge risk. Think about that. You will be very headache. You probably think, I want to do the local business. But the problem is the world is pushing us to go abroad, go globally. We have customer huge markets for emerging markets, right? Now it's China, India, Brazil, South Africa. I believe many other development will join this list very soon in 10 or 20 years. We have a huge market. Then we have to go globally. No. But we know when we go globally, we have higher uncertainty and a much higher risk. So that's why we have to pay a lot of attention here. Tactical and operational responsibility. Tactical is for long-term usually forecasting. Forecast have short-term forecasting, but still also have long-term forecasting. We have talked about next year or 3 years later forecasting. It's very useful when we make a decision for chapter 5 and chapter 8, long-term forecasting. Remember, what is chapter 5 decision? Chapter 5? Chapter 5. Capacity, right?
Oh, that's right.
We make a capacity planning, we did long-term forecast. What about chapter 8? Now, location, right? We want to build a new Walmart for the lineup. We definitely need a long-term forecasting. So that forecast can be both tactical and also operational. Okay. Sourcing. I'll give you an example. Okay, if you Nike decided to do the outsourcing to China 10 years ago, and he has to do it again, sourcing to Malaysia, Indonesia. The reason is this. The major reason labor cost. There must be some other issue why they can't handle situation sourcing to China. So basically, once you decide to do the sourcing, even your domestic partner, you say I want to do the sourcing to South Carolina, some company, you still it's a long-term decision. Right? It's really a long-term decision. Operation planning, long-term decision. Inventory management, this can be long-term and short-term. That's very important. Transportation planning, yeah. Well, first question, whether you want to do by yourself or outsource. There are lots of good companies handle transportation very well. Give me some examples. Very big names.
UPS.
UPS, right? And FedEx. And the big one,
U.S. Postal
USPS. We don't like, right? But anyway, that's still the big one, right? So you have a lot of choice. First, you can do outsourcing about transportation. If you do it by yourself, then you have to plan it very well because you invest a lot of money on trucks, on drivers, and different stuff, right? Collaboration. Well, that's really long-term collaboration. You have so many different partners from supplier, retailers, so that is why it's so important. Some operational functions, scheduling, well, in the next chapter is very important. It's almost like weekly job. You want to schedule your cashier in Walmart every week. Receiving the order, transforming, order fulfillment, like weekly or monthly job. Also, inventory management can belong to this one too. Shipping, information sharing, almost now is every second we share information through the database. Controlling. Okay. So, procurement. So procurement, as I have mentioned before, procurement manager, if you search the title, procurement management on such as like Monster, Career Builders, you will see that this position have pretty decent income, right? So because the purchase department is very important for company, right? It's to plan the material parts and supply service which are needed to produce a product or provide a service. And the goal of procurement, well, definitely you want to get the exact products, components needed to support our strategy. But you want to have as low as possible the price. Second, as high quality as possible. This is contradict to each other, right? But we can get a balance if we have experienced procurement manager. So I would say this can be a good career path to pursue because still many feel computer can't substitute people for procurement. Lots of things you have to worry about. It's not just the price. If you have such a price, easy. You go to Google Shopping, you type in like the Lenovo ThinkPad, you will find the cheapest price. But still, you have to do something. It's the reliable seller, right? What's the review? You have to think about that. Now, mention for specific company, there's a lot of things we have to know. A professional procurement manager. Duties of purchasing. First, we have to identify the source of supply. Okay. Usually, we have different suppliers. Jack?
So you're saying procurement is actually like a field now, like a job?
Yeah, procurement manager is many companies have this position. It can be under supply chain or under operation management, or maybe purchase manager. But usually here I see more about procurement manager. It's a job position. Yeah, you think about why we do that. Think about let's give a very simple example you understand, right? Let's say library. Like we use library. Okay, if you use every day, I hope you use it at least once a month. Right? We do have a lot of books from different countries. Otherwise, it's really maybe the regional library. We have book from Asian, book from Europe because that's my foreign language book. Okay, when you purchase this book, you are not experts. The librarian, even he or she, is because in the United States, he or she may know a lot about books in the United States, a vendor, but he or she doesn't know too much. But let's say we want to buy a Chinese textbook, okay, or entry level teaching Chinese here. Well, that's a new mission here. That we don't know that. How do you choose that? That is the job for procurement manager. Usually, like a big university, let's say I know that my wife worked for Indiana University before. They will send their procurement manager in the library, send he or she to China to talk with different vendors, to see the review and talk with them, to select the best textbook, okay, fits for Indiana University system. So that's a job for procurement manager. Now mention for industry, there's a lot of things. You probably have to travel a lot, talk with a lot of suppliers, and the supply can change dramatically. A new supply come out, right, almost every year, then you have to evaluate them. So duty of supply purchase. Identify the supply, which can be the hardest or of the beginning points, right? Because nowadays there's so many suppliers. You search on eBay, right? Every time when I want to buy cheap stuff, I have to admit, only cheap stuff I will go to eBay because I don't want to take a lot of risk to buy expensive stuff on eBay. But let's say you want to buy some really cheap stuff, like less than $50. You go to eBay to search. That's a lot of people or companies sell the same products on eBay, almost with a very close price. And then you still have to evaluate that. For example, many sellers are from overseas. Then the lead time can be a problem. Well, if you really need that in short term, that can be a problem. And then some you have to see the review when it's the real products is or not the real products. Then lots of things you need to identify. And then if you think like this is a reliable supplier contracts, what parts in the contracts, in your opinion, we should negotiate?
Price.
Price, definitely. That's one of the most important things, price. What else? Oh, you guys think more than price.
Quality control.
How can we ensure quality control in the contract, Jack? Give me some example. You can't say, okay, give me the best quality. That is almost, you say nothing, right?
You can set like tangible standards with deficiencies or
Measurements we have mentioned in chapter 5, right? When we talk about quality control, right? There's some mean range, that's something, right? Every sample, this 10 items shipped to me, I have to measure that with some objective measurements. Okay, very good for quality. What else we should negotiate? So if you sign a contract with me, you only ask me about the money. That's easy for
Should
me.
should we talk about the stipulations?
I mean, I talk about contracts. What's content you should include in the contract?
shipping, like point of
Shipping.
freight or point of
Shipping length, right? So the how long I will receive the items. If you're beyond this like 1 week, any penalty cost, something like that. Definitely. What else?
Consequences.
Huh?
Consequences if you break it.
Yeah, definitely you have some risk control terms, right? You have break that, responsibility, which party should pay the responsibility, definitely. Very good. Ben?
Like how and when you go about like communicating the actual business deal, like in terms of are they gonna come to your country? Are you gonna do it over an internet service or what?
What exactly does this mean? Could you explain you mean how and when?
Like culturally speaking.
Culturally speaking. How can you
What?
implement that in the contract?
The contract itself, like in terms of maybe if you're about to end the deal,
Mhm.
how you go about doing all that, whether you go to their country, they come to your country.
Oh, I understand. So it's like after this deal, that's what we can do later. So to country, is that what you
Yeah, kind of, yeah, at the end.
Yeah. Definitely, you want to build a long-term relationship after that. Maybe seek further opportunities after just one transaction. Yeah, definitely. And some other things, in my opinion, that we want to do is that about information, right? When we sign a contract with you, it's not just okay. I just wait idly until your item comes here. Like, can you provide any tracking information? So I can monitor this anytime. Can you provide some other type of information? Not just the products. Maybe you give me some useful marketing information from supplier's point, or supplier maybe wants some information about these products, your end customer. So when I ship to you, how long you sell this product to the customer? If you tell me that, I know better about my position. So that's something you think of beyond the physical items. It can be very useful. It can be very useful information sharing. But all the stuff you guys mentioned are very, very good example. That's the item we should consider when we negotiate the contracts. Maintain a database of supplier. You can see that already we have supplier. The reason we have discussed the risk control. We don't want to just have one supplier. We will have small business, definitely is fine. But for the big business, for the Fortune 500 company, they want different suppliers. They usually have a database, have the profile for each supplier, and also monitor them every second, right? Obtaining the good and the service to check the quality and the get it on time. And managing the supply. Even that we have a strategic partnership for long-term, we go for them for 10 years, we still need to manage them. So you never know what's going to happen, right? So maybe they become the rival, come to your industry, right? Move from supply point to your points, become manufacturing. That can be a problem. So Purchase cycle, it's pretty straightforward. First, receive the request, and then select your supplier. Let's say you have 3 suppliers, select the one. Place the order with the vendor, and monitor the order. Finally, you receive the order. E-business, that's the last thing we can talk about in this page. Well, by definition, e-business is the use of electronic technology to facilitate business transactions. That's by the definition, but I think you guys don't need to know the definition. You know a lot of e-business. Any of you in this class never bought stuff from internet? Raise your hand.
Never bought stock.
No, sorry. Any stuff, I mean products or items.
Stock.
Nobody. So everybody here involved in e-business, even we are customer, right? Okay. Raise your hand if you have ever sold items internet. 1, 2,
Well,
3,
you might as
4,
well say
5, 6. Half and half.
those are quick.
Well.
Yeah.
Half and half. So which platforms will you guys choose to sell your items?
I use Craigslist.
Craigslist,
eBay,
eBay,
PayPal.
PayPal. The PayPal is not a platform. Are you sure?
Nah,
Do you really get your money back?
it was cool.
I believe you mentioned it's eBay, right? When you sell stuff in eBay, you get the payment through PayPal. PayPal is not the platform for selling. What else? Just eBay, Craigslist. Have you anybody sold in Amazon? Probably not. Amazon has a little bit high entry cost compared to eBay, Craigslist. Yeah. So we still have half of our classmates have never do business online, but I think one day probably we have to do this online. For example, I also sold my used car 2 years ago through Craigslist. That's if you trade in that, probably it's kind of easy you lose $500. I have pretty old cars. I only sold through Craigslist $1,500. But if I trade in, I suppose they can give me $1,000. But that's free $500. I say, why bother? I will just post in Craigslist. I will receive 10 calls in the first day. Say about something. So it's pretty easy to do the business. But we have to pay attention, especially for Craigslist. Well, we know that we have to control the risk. It can be choose the appropriate to do the business. Don't get robbed. That's very important first rule. eBay also we have some evil buyers. Evil buyers, they want to get your stuff and then claim they never receive your stuff and ask for return. It's happened. If you do the e-business in the future, a lot of time, maybe you will face some customer like that. We call it evil buyers. And also, for the customer side, we also want to identify the good sellers there, especially eBay. So many people sell fake products with low price, attraction, but have problems. But when we talk about e-business, it's far beyond what we are familiar with. That Amazon, eBay, Best Buy is far beyond that. There are some e-business among different companies. For example, your example, Caterpillar, Volkswagen. Volkswagen, they have their own platform for dealers. So basically, Volkswagen, let's say they have 2016, like the Jetta come out, right? Let's say this new model come out to the market. Then first they will satisfy probably German's dealer, and then they decide to ship like first 1,000 cars to the United States. Then when they come out, it's very hot, right? So all the dealers in the United States want to get the 2016 Jetta. And then the dealers will go to this platform. They will provide a quota. Say, I want to pay Volkswagen this the price to get this, like say 500 Jetta or 100 Jetta. And then this is the platform, right? Volkswagen will select a dealer to satisfy the first time order for the new coming out cars. So that's their platform. We never have a chance if we don't work as a dealer or Volkswagen, we don't have any chance to access to this platform. But this widely used between the manufacturing supplier and the retailer store like dealers. So that's e-business too. Okay, some application, internet buying, selling, email we use this every day. Shipment tracking use that almost every day. We have tracking information. EDI, electronic data interchange. When you scan or check out in the Walmart, okay, put the line on this EDI information. promotion, we receive a lot of survey almost every day. Could you do a survey for American Express or free survey do for? They collect information, right? And information about product service. E-business is good. We like e-business. Like I said, I do save $500 by selling my car in Craigslist and trading. But e-business also creates a problem. What's the problem that e-business has created so far? Or risk?
Like cybersecurity.
Yeah, cybersecurity. A lot of companies in the past, I would say 3 years are affected. Well, the famous one, what's the famous one? Which company are affected by cybersecurity issue? Sony. What else? Target. Recently, CVS is affected because yesterday I went to Raleigh to get my Mexico visa and they need to print out 2 ID photo, but it's in their format. It's 45 centimeter times 35 centimeter. So to try to order from CVS, usually they have the online photo ordering system, right? So you just upload your picture, they print. I went to that website, it shut down. They say from September they receive cyber attacking. So all the information is very done. If you have the own customer, if you have all the photo online through CVS in the past 1 year, you have to check your credit card. It's high risk. But it's just CVS photo. They say they have different system with CVS photo and CVS itself. If you have CVS account, probably it's fine, but we never know. It's happened again and again. So that's definitely a problem. What else? Any other problems for e-business?
Well, the whole like tax situation concerning like different.
You say from government's points, right?
Yeah.
We have less tax collection because it's pretty easy to avoid, whether it's legally or illegally, to avoid paying the tax by doing the e-business. Right? Definitely. And another thing, if you look, if you are in the government's points or the society points, it hurts the traditional business. That hurts a lot. That's for sure. But you can see that how bad a performance of JCPenney, Steels, right? And Kmart also, those very good, right? So Macy's is probably okay, but it's definitely not as good as before. Right? That creates a lot of problem. And Australia, they have very interesting rule. I believe they have this rule 1 or 2 years ago, because some customer really do it this way. We went to some customer go to the store, try the shoes, expensive shoes, really face the size, and take a picture about the barcode. Google online, find that easy to find a cheaper price, Amazon, whatever, right? Purchase that. So Australia find that it definitely hurts the trading. It's unfair. It's obviously unfair. You try the shoes here, you get the information here, you pay nothing. You go to online, right? They have a penalty for the customer to do that way. But I really think it's hard to charge a penalty. You can do that without any notice from others, right? So that can create a problem. There's a lot of apps do that thing. One app say the Red Laser. I remember the name of this app, Red Laser, something like that. You scan the barcode in Walmart, it's automatically tell you the online store's price. From Amazon, give you like 5-10 stores. Any products. You just scan that. It's an app. 1 second scan, okay. Walmart $30, 25. Go back to home. Maybe go back to just click on your Amazon app, purchase that. So new technology, e-business definitely in short term, or just in customers' view, if we are just selling the customer point, benefits us a lot. It's benefit. But on the other hand, the traditional business gets hurt a lot. That can create a problem. Because then now you can see bookstore in the United States, we can't see. It's really hard to see bookstores nowadays in the United States. So it gets hurt a lot. And all the other business too. So that's a problem. Even we don't worry now, but one day we will probably have to worry about this issue. Advantage we have discussed a lot. Global presence. We have customers all over the world. They can purchase from us and improve our competitiveness and quality. We can easily analyze customer interest. Why? When we're doing e-business, why we can easily analyze customer interest?
Let me see
How?
what they click on.
Yeah, check the view counts. I check the view counts. and check the wish list. Amazon did that. In the traditional business, really hard. Like what I mentioned, that Jonathan go to Walmart. Again, Jonathan like chicken wings, right? Jonathan really want the chicken wings in Walmart. And he can't find that. He won't tell anybody. Well, but you click on the chicken wings. I don't know, chicken wings is sold in online, but let's say some other products, right? Chips online. And you know that, I don't know Jonathan's name, but I know a customer click on my chips. That can be a wish list, right? So, detailed information about client's preference. Well, Amazon did a fantastic on this preference. Shorten the supply chain response time, right? Because a click on order that's automatically begin the process to address your order. Reduce or even eliminate the role of traditional retailers. Okay, that's the good part if you are doing e-business. But if you are in this position, that's a really bad news, right? Traditional retailers. Realize substantial cost saving, definitely. Also allow creation of a virtual company, leveling the playing field for small business. It's very good for small business nowadays with the e-business. Otherwise, we can't compete with Macy's, JCPenney. So that's the advantage of e-business. Okay, that's the end of today's class. So please, you know that, right? And enjoy your Halloween party. I hope you still have Halloween party. I do have with my daughter.
What are you gonna dress up as?
I